Hi all, thank you so much for joining our session today on Heimdal Security. This is our first webinar that we are conducting for KSA region. I would like to thank all of you guys for joining once again. And it is a privilege and honor to showcase a solution to you. So our solution here is basically Heimdal Security. So I just give a brief introduction to it. So we have with us our country manager from Heimdal Security, Mr. Pavin. We also have our account manager and a security consultant for the KSA region, Mohi, as well, who will be handling the presentation. Also, just to give you a little insight as well, we have a Bulwark team as well, who are placed in Saudi. We have an office there, which is taken care of by Mohammed Asif, with Arusa, and also with Mubin, who's a pre-sales technical team. Now, before we go into the main chunk of our presentation, I just thought I'll give a brief agenda for today. So basically, we just start off a quick introduction into Bulwark Security and also about Heimdal Security as well. We will talk to you guys about the evolution of E-PDR and also from EDR point of view, and also why E-PDR is a golden standard for cybersecurity today. Our job is basically to educate and help you guys to tell you how Heimdal can help in this regard as well. And basically, we'll just showcase our complete solution stack to help you understand better. Also, we'll have a quick Q&A round as well, basically with the team if there are any sort of questions and queries. We do have giveaways, we have quizzes and rewards too. So let's try to make this a little bit more exciting. So hopefully my audio is clear, and we'll just continue the same. So before we go into Heimdal Security, I just want to give a brief introduction into our Bulwark distribution company. So we are award-winning cybersecurity VAD in the region. We've been here since 1999, and we've successfully completed over 20 years of cybersecurity excellence in all regions in the GCC as well. So we represent about 22 different vendors in the cybersecurity space as well. And also we not only operate in UAE, but also we operate in the whole of GCC as well as India. Touchwood, we are great to say we've got a good active presence in the KSA as well. Like I said, we have a good team there in the KSA region, also with a pre-sales team too. And overall, the GCC, we represent over 500 plus partners. So now we have a great relationship with Heimdal. Our Heimdal relationship has lasted for more than a year, and touchwood, everything is going fine and great. We have a dedicated sales team, a marketing team, and a technical team for it, where all our engineers are certified for the solution. Now, I would like to hand it over to Mr. Pavin, who's our country manager for Heimdal, to take you and give a brief introduction into the solution. And of course, over to you, Pavin.
Thank you, Ashik. I believe I'm pretty much audible. Super. I will start introducing myself. Pavin Varghese, the country manager for Heimdal Security for the Middle East region. I have been working in this region for the last 2 years. And Heimdal Security as a vendor, we have been in the region for the last 4 years. We have some good customers across Middle East, including the Saudi Arabia and other region in the Levant area as well. I'll just give you a small and quick introduction about Heimdal Security before we go to the product presentation, which is being carried by Mr. Mohi. So Heimdal Security, our product and all the technologies are embedded together on AI, machine learning, and a bit of behavior analysis from a technology point of view. The product was found by DEF CON CTF World Champions in the year 2011 and 12. So the product was found in the year 2011. The reason of getting a product into the market is the team which went for the DEF CON CTF championship, they came to a conclusion that they can develop a product which is on the basis of the DNS security and which can protect the endpoint on the basis of the DNS security. Yeah, and that's how we developed this product called our endpoint security. Yep, in 2011. We have an amazing service and support based in Middle East and Romania. For the Middle East operations, we have Bulwark team, a very good technical team who can support you in any cases of challenges you're facing with the product. But we have a 24/7 support, which is being provided by the vendor. And we have excellent media references, starting from Security Week, ARS Technia, Graham Cooley, Softpedia, the Faust magazine, and we also have the Europe's most educational cybersecurity blog as well under the name. Before going to the, as you see the Microsoft, Gartner, and RBS, I just want to tell you one more point here. The three unique technologies or unique feature of Heimdal Security is, as a company, we are the owners of the only PAM solution, the endpoint PAM solution, who is having a technology for de-escalation. We are the only unique vendor in the market who have added more than 6 to 7 or 10 technologies together in a single umbrella, in a single dashboard. We are probably the fastest DNS security solution in the market. I would say the best, the DNS security solution in the market, who is bringing a lot of technologies to the DNS security side. We have been considered as the RBS, which is the Royal Bank of Scotland's security partner. We are being recommended by Microsoft in Europe. And the technologies which we have at the moment is being recognized by Gartner as the #1 priority in the last year Gartner report. Now, what makes Heimdal Security a familiar product to the people, and also when it comes to the market? The reason is this: we have some excellent media references. We have excellent references, reviews from the Gartner Peer Insights. As you see, the Gartner Peer Insights say that, the users say that we are a complete endpoint solution in the market. And earlier, the product name was Thor Premium. So someone have commented that it is truly a premium product. Then, if you see, there is another comment here. It says that it's a very good and comprehensive AV solution. Yeah, but adding to the top of this, there are two things happen in 2019 and 2020. The first thing which happened in 2019 is we got 100% detection rate in the virus bulletin, and we got a certification from OPSWAT, OPSWAT, OPSWAT for the detection rate. In 2020, we have been acquired by a new investor who invests a lot of money into the technology area called Marlin Equity, which already had Fidelis Security, ArcServe, one of the leading backup solution, and LifeSize solution. Along with all this area where we are progressing, one of the key success of Heimdal Security in 2020 is we won the Computing Security Awards for the best anti or ATP solution in the market. Yeah. So in 2019, we won the Anti-Malware Solution Award. In 2018, as well, we won the same. In 2020, we won the Advanced ATP Award, yeah, from Computing Security. I will quickly take you through the product line before I hand over to Mr. Mohi. So our focus as a wall, as a Heimdal Security, is in 5 main layers. When I say 5 main layers, what we focus here is we have technologies, the prevention, detection and response, comply, defend, and support. Let's start from the first, the prevention side. In the prevention, we have 2 main technologies. Starting with the first one in prevention, it's the DNS security. It is the DNS security solution at the endpoint level and the perimeter level. At the endpoint level, we have an agent which will be installed, which will be taking care of the DNS security. The perimeter level, again, is a cloud-based solution which will be added on the top of your firewall, and it will prevent all the traffic which is coming to your environment. As I said, we have an agent which will be installed in our endpoint DNS security. With that agent, yeah, you will be able to add all other solutions which you see in the image. The patch management can be added to that particular region, yeah, which does the third-party patch management, Microsoft patch management, and software deployment. Then we have an antivirus solution, next generation antivirus solution in the detect and respond. As similar to the normal endpoint security solution in the market, it does the behavior detection, it does the signature-based detection, and on the top of it, it has a firewall management added to the product. The second product in the detect and respond is our ransomware encryption detection. So what ransomware encryption protection does is, when there is any ransomware attack happening in your environment, it will identify a particular attack. It will block the encryption of the ransomware in your environment. We do analyze each file which is getting encrypted in the environment, and it's a guarantee that will stop the encryption at the third file in your environment. Yep. Then we got Comply, where we have two solutions. One is the PAM, privilege access management, at the endpoint level. Then we also have an application control at the endpoint level. So basically, when you have these two solutions together, you can control the application which should be used by a privileged user, or you can also control what application a user should use and which application a user should ask for the admin right to use. Coming to the next one, we have something in the defense side. In the defense, we have two main solutions. One is the email security, something similar to the normal email security spam filters in the market with some advanced features. We also have a fraud prevention technology, email fraud prevention, which will look into the fraud activities in the email sitting in your machine. Yeah. Finally, we have one more product, which is our remote desktop control, which will be releasing in April. That's in 2 months from now, which will help you to take remote control to any machines in your environment, keeping in mind that whether we have Heimdal agent installed or not, we can still take a remote. Yeah. So finally, we have all the solution added in a single agent, single console, and being advantage of a customer is, or a partner is, you can sell, you can buy any product from this list according to your requirement. You can go with just a patch management solution. You can go with just the DNS security. You can go with just the endpoint security and ransomware encryption. So it's your choice which you want to go for. That's it from my side. So basically, in general, it's a unified, intelligent security offering, which comes along with an XDR from our side as well, extended detection and response, which will give you an amazing support when it comes to the managed threat activities. That's it from my side. And I will hand over to Mr. Mohi to take you through the product line and explain a bit more deeper about each and every technologies and E-PDR, and also explain why E-PDR is the new term which we have to consider than EDR. Mohi, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pulvin. I hope you can hear me clearly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Mohil Baroudi, and I'm account manager and a security consultant. As promised and mentioned in the agenda, today we will take you on a journey to the new cybersecurity golden standard, which is E-PDR. So, one of the main reasons, if not the most important reason, that make companies leverage Heimdal technology is their understanding of the importance of E-PDR. So in order to understand that, let's us start by differentiating between EDR and E-PDR to understand the difference between them. So as you know, EDR is a technology or the tools that can help you with detecting and investigating on any suspicious activity on your endpoint. Yes, it is the most common term in the IT security industry nowadays. And also, you know that there are different functionality for the EDR, depend on the provider for getting the EDR solution from. However, there are some common features between them. Mostly, they are common on delivering the necessary features to detect and respond to all the malicious activities. Now the question is this enough nowadays? Because you all know that the cyber criminals are evolving, their technologies are getting more complicated and sophisticated, more and more, right? And hence cybersecurity entities also need to evolve as well. And hence we believe that the EDR is not enough anymore. So E-PDR is the most modern and advanced edition of EDR. E-PDR is the endpoint prevention, detection, and response. So you can figure out that the prevention is the key. Prevention is all about being intelligent. Prevention is being proactive. And hence prevention is the new golden standard in the cybersecurity nowadays. If you ask me why, then I will let you know that recently a few examples happen, whether SolarWinds attack, which is still affecting a lot of customers till the moment. And if you know that the SE magazine was saying that if they had a proper DNS security against the DNS hijacking, this would have not happened before. Or even back in time, you remember what happened from WannaCry? Do you think would any current EDR help if WannaCry will attack again? Because WannaCry was a pure exploit attack on a vulnerability. And hence, there is a major difference between the EDR and E-PDR. There is a major difference between being reactive and being proactive. So instead of being reactive, we recommend companies to be proactive. And instead of acting after the problem happened, we recommend the companies to be proactive and be protected before even the malicious traffic reach your network. Or on the other way, even before the traffic go out of your network to connect with a malicious source, like the CNC servers, for example. So on top of the EDR technology available in the market, with E-PDR, you will be getting more. On top of the next generation antivirus that will allow you to have a cloud-based scanning, sandboxing, and heuristic analysis along with the firewall, you will be getting on top of that a two-way DNS traffic filtering that you keep an eye on any traffic coming in or out of your network on the first layer of communication, which is the DNS. And you will keep your applications always up to date. You will make sure that there is no holes in your applications. And you will be more intelligent, having an artificial intelligence and machine learning power prevention mechanism in your infrastructure. Let me give you some figures on the importance of prevention. Dark Layer Guard, which is a component in our DNS security, stopped around 13 million attacks last year. And the second component on the DNS, which is working on the machine learning, stopped around 25,000 infections, which the normal antivirus cannot detect. And we also helped around 7,000 customers to patch around 14 million applications. So these figures give you an indicator on the importance of the E-PDR on one side, and also the strength of Heimdal technology on the other side. So how can we help with the E-PDR? We have showed you the complete cybersecurity suite by Mr. Pavan a couple of slides back. But now allow us to focus on the modules that deliver the new golden standard in cybersecurity, which is E-PDR. So we believe that the customers need to have one or more of these technologies in order to be on the prevention side rather than on detection side. We believe they need to have a threat prevention in terms of filtering the DNS, HTTP, and HTTPS channels, either on endpoint or on the network level. We believe they need to have a full vulnerability management in different aspects, either on the automated patch management, on the applications and Microsoft updates, along with the asset management, and also a complete global software deployment tool. And we believe they need to have, obviously, the next generation antivirus with the MDM and the amazing ransomware encryption protection that can work with any antivirus in the market as additional layer of security, which is purely a signatureless component. So let's start with the threat prevention. I believe you're already familiar that 91.3% of the threats are located at the DNS level. And also you know that the cyber criminals always need to communicate with their malware through the DNS tunnel. So if this is happening, why we are still looking on files? I believe we need to look on traffic, right? Threat prevention, in a nutshell, is a proactive DNS security that work on analyzing, monitoring, and filtering any network traffic that's coming in or going out of your network on the DNS, HTTP, and HTTPS levels. And by the way, some people believe that internet security and browser level security can be compared with the DNS security or even deliver the same functionality of the DNS security. And unfortunately, this is not correct. Internet security and browser level security important, but they can only look at the HTTP and HTTPS levels. But what about the DNS hijacking, DNS poisoning and spoofing, which are happening on the DNS level? Only a proper DNS security can help you with that. So dark guard and vector end detection are two components that make this product. To make it simple, dark layer guard is the monitoring and the filtering engine of this product that keep an eye and analyzing any traffic coming in or out on the DNS, HTTP, and HTTPS using HIPS technology, or the host intrusion prevention system. It also has a category-based filtering, so it will allow you to filter the domains that you don't like based on category. So, sorry for that. So now if you would like to do more than traffic analysis, if you want to understand the type of the attack or even where the attack is coming from, then vector detection will help you with that. Vector detection purely relying on a machine learning and behavior-based scanning. It will identify and detect the type of the malware that dark layer guard prevented and also the source of infection. And keep in mind that the source of infection might be a legitimate application. It might show you that you have some malicious traffic. It is coming from your Chrome or PowerPoint or BitTorrent or Skype, but still there is some malicious activity happening or generated from there. and it will give you also the type of the malware. Was it a ransomware, APT, phishing, and etc. And also, if there is any indicator of attack or an indicator of compromise on your machine, it will be detected and you will be notified, and we can isolate the infected machine from the whole network. So this product can work both on perimeter level and the endpoint level. What is the difference? On the perimeter, we will forward your DNS to our DNS on the cloud. That's simple. So we be able to secure anything inside your network. Printers, IoT devices, client servers, visitors, machines, anything you imagine. Anything you will bring to your network will be monitored on the DNS, HTTP, and HTTPS levels. But the question is, what if a machine is out of your network and would like to be protected as well on the DNS level? Then we can help this machine with the threat prevention endpoint level. So the threat prevention endpoint will allow you to work from anywhere and also get the same protection as you are inside your network, and get the protection on your endpoint whenever you are, whether at office, you're working from home, you're on a business trip. It's a very, very good use case for nowadays situation, as most of us are working from home, right? Let me show you how it looks like on the dashboard. So we will give you in details what is happening on your network, what is the workstations and the IP addresses that there is a malicious IPs or domains are trying to reach, how many analyzed requests, and how many blocked requests out of these analyzed requests, and also will give you the risk level for each workstation so you can go and investigate accordingly. And also, as I mentioned earlier, you will be getting more details on the malware pattern, whether it is an APT, a botnet, phishing, and etc. And also you will be notified on the threat to process correlation, TTPC, and this is one of the differentiators for Heimdal. It will show you the correlation between the threat and the process. Like it might be coming from Chrome, Firefox, Eclipse, PowerPoint, and etc. Even if it is a legitimate application. So on the second hand, how are you managing unpatched application and Windows update? Yeah, patch and asset management is from our side delivering an automated patch management to automate the patches and updates for third-party applications and Microsoft updates silently with no user interaction in just 4 hours. How is this happening? So after the vendor of the application release the patches, we do the testing on our environment. We want to make sure that it is clean from any suspicious activity, right? And then we encrypt it, and then we send the patches to machines through encrypted channels. And if you ask me, you are doing this patching process in just 4 hours, how come? So we are using a P2P technology. Peer-to-peer technology will allow you to do the patching and updates with very limited number of endpoints. Mean if you have around 1,000 seats in your network, then you just have to download the patches and updates maybe only on 100 endpoints, okay? And then they will be sharing it between themselves and the network. Why we're doing this? Because we want to save your time and want to save your internet bandwidth while doing the patching. And as we are doing a third-party application, we also do and help with the Microsoft updates. The same technology, we do it silently, automatically, with no user interaction. So you can do the Microsoft patching based on the desired category, whether it's normal, critical, etc. You can schedule it based on a suitable time for your network. You can basically manage the whole process with just a few clicks on the dashboard. That's simple. On top of that, you will be getting an asset view, which is very important, where you can have a full view of all the softwares installed on your machine. You will be able to see any software assets in your inventory, their versions, their volume. You can create some reports for compliance purposes. You can install, uninstall, update, downgrade, and more. Let me show you this video, please. This is another component in patch and asset management module. This is a deployment software tool, which will allow the users to install a list of applications that was predefined by the IT department, which give more control on what the user can install, and also flexibility, on the other hand, from IT perspective, that less effort and allowing the user to install the application they want without a headache, without going back every now and then to ask them for installing application. So it's a great component for flexibility. Now you can, if you want to do patching and deployment, but for some application which is not included in our 120 application that we support for patching in our repository, like a custom application or in-house application. How can you deploy it or patch it to your users? You can use Infinity Management. This component will give you the ability to upload your own packages to our dashboard, and then it can be deployed from there to your whole environment for any EXE or MSI files. Yeah. Now it's good to have a proactive layers in the place, but what about the antivirus module? What about the signature-based scanning and sandbox scanning? I think they are still mandatory, right? So endpoint detection is our next generation antivirus and the firewall component solution. Endpoint detection is really lightweight and easy to use, and will protect you against different types of ransomwares, APTs, viruses, and etc. And as Mr. Pavan mentioned, according to VB100 or Virus Bulletin, we got a score of 100% detection 3 times in a row. Yeah. It also has 4 malware detection layers, starting from signature or code-based analysis, and then real-time cloud scanning, and then we do sandboxing and backdoor analysis. And what makes us unique, we have a behavior-based and heuristic scanning to be able to detect any code changes at all levels. There is also additional layer for the firewall in order to manage your firewall policies and protect you against any brute force attacks, which usually aim to attack the RDP ports. So whenever we detect an attack on the RDP ports, we block it right away and secure you from any brute force attack. Again, endpoint detection has more features also, like enabling a variety of scans, drive scans, full scan, smart scan, network scan, and more. It has also USB device control capability, and MDM, which can locate, wipe, and lock your devices remotely. And also you can whitelist and blacklist files. Means you can decide which files you want to exclude from quarantine, like for example a MySQL or SQL Server, and also you can blacklist, add some files all the time in the quarantine. On the other hand, of the endpoint detection, we have this great component. This is a very, very unique component that can work with any antivirus in the market. Ransomware encryption protection will detect any ransomware encryption process on any file in your environment, and will not only detect, but also will protect you from the ransomware attacks. It works 100% signatureless protection, means it doesn't rely on any signature or behavior-based detection. Now let me show you a quick video here, how it works. So on the desktop, we have a few images, and we have here a WannaCry ransomware on the C drive. We will extract the file so we can have the ransomware file itself here. Yeah. So when we run this, it will give a warning message, and we will try to ignore the message. What will happen is only one file is encrypted, which you can see on the desktop. And the notification will came from Heimdal to tell you that ransomware encryption was detected and you are protected now. So now we are trying to open the ransomware to run it again, but this is no more possible because we're protecting you now. On the dashboard, we will show you on which workstation this attack happened, which username, yeah, what is the process name, and we will show you also the root cause analysis. So from this process tree, you will get more granular details on the command line, the encryption file path, and more, as you can see. Since we have an integration with VirusTotal, you can search with the MD5, and you can understand more and more on the attack through other vendors as well. Now, what I believe the best thing that you can do is to try it by yourself. Let us know, and we will be happy and ready to schedule a demo with you. Thank you for your time. Mr. Pavan, you can take it away, please.
Anyone who is having some interest in the technology, to know more about the technology, is more than welcome to ask some questions. We will take it one by one.
Thanks, Pavan. Thanks, Mohi, for the session, team. So, guys, just as a follow-up, definitely, if there are any sort of questions, like let's use the chat window to communicate that, and we are here to answer them for you.
Yeah, I just came across a question here from Firasat. It says that, can we remove an email thread after they have been delivered? All right. So it's not a possible thing, I would say. I mean, we can't remove an email thread because if you don't analyze or if you don't consider that as a thread, then definitely, we can't remove it first of all. But I have a small advantage of, our email security to share. It's as simple as, let's say you have received an email which have an attachment, which have a malicious attachment. It's been quarantined by our email security solution, and your user, one of the user in your company, he released this particular email by mistake. So what happens after that is, when he released a particular email by mistake, the email will, the attachment in the email will go for another check, another ATP based check. That means whenever the user release an email which is in quarantine, there is a forced ATP which is running behind. That means still, if there is a malicious content in the particular attachment, or malicious file, or malicious script in the particular attachment, it will be blocked by Heimdal Security sandboxing engine. So that's the answer from my side, Prasad. But just to share you a small thing here, if you consider that as a malicious one and still we delivered it, then you can go to our portal and report it as spam, so that anything which comes on the same will be removed from the email box. or anything which comes on the same level of attachment or from the same email ID or URL, it will be blocked by us. Once you report as spam, it will be always spam. Any more questions?
Yeah, hi Pavan. I got a question from Mr. Yunus. Is asking how we can prevent the phishing attacks in email security.
All right, so I can definitely answer that question. Thank you for raising the question, Bhuvin. So basically, when it comes to phishing attacks, okay, the phishing attacks can come from different levels, right? So being an email security solution, part of our complete suite, what we usually do is we have a list of all the malicious domains which is already in the market, and there are a couple of more things which we do. It is as simple as we have something, I would say, a new technology which we added very recently called gray listing. What gray listing will do is gray listing will see whether there is any email which is being received from a new domain. For example, let's say Pavin sent an email to Mr. Mubin, and Mubin have my email ID already in his mailbox. So let's say tomorrow Mubin got an email, but the name, everything looks similar, but the content is different, and of course the domain is different. That email will be considered as a spam email. Of course, we will try our best to block it right before reaching the mailbox. But let's say, I mean, no solution in the market is 100% secure. Let's say it bypassed our email security. So what will happen is this particular email will be shown as a new domain with a tag in the email. So basically, we have that level of protection. Plus, on the top of it, we have some level of AI, which is being taken from the DNS security, added to the email security, so that when we see that there is an attack, there is a phishing email which is coming from a malicious domain, which is having a different let's say domain name, phrases, characters, or any kind of that in the level, then what we will do is we will block it right there at the MS record level. It won't be delivered. So basically, in general, we have certain mechanism which we do for the remediation part. Plus, we have some technologies which we added from our different layer of security together to make sure that you guys are getting only the non-malicious email, not the malicious one. I mean, the malicious one should be quarantined by us. Thank you. I believe that's it.
Sure. Again, just once again, thank you so much, guys, for joining our session. Thank you all for being a part of our session. Once again, I would like to thank the Heimdal team, Mohi and Pavin, for providing us a great presentation. And just again, all, like I said, we just in case for any sort of questions or queries, we do have a Bulwark sales consultant and technical person on ground in KSA. We have Arusa, who takes care of the sales, and Mubin, who takes care of the pre-sales and the technical implementation too. So please do find the contact details as well. And feel free to contact us. We are always here to listen to your queries and questions, and definitely here to answer them. Once again, I would just like to say thank you. Wish you all the very best. And inshallah, talk soon to all of you guys. Thank you so much once again.